evening, good evening. This is Spirit Journey. Today's Sunday, and it is about 8:12 p.m. and the date is March 20th, 2017. I'd like to share with you how I feel today. I feel a little tense, a little edgy, and I thought by making this video, it's a way of me just getting it out. Nothing bad happened, but I see that some things, sometimes when you see certain things, it's lingering in the back of your mind, and it affects how you feel, but you may not really be conscious of it. But I feel it in my being, and I just feel a little sensitive. But I want to talk to you about my visit today. Well, I went to see my mother, and she's doing okay. She was a little tired, and when I left, well, we watched a movie on television, and then I left early. I left around, it was going on 3 o'clock, 3 in the afternoon. And to get to my mother's place, you have to take a bus and a train. And so when I was on the bus to get to the subway station, I was sitting next to, well, across from me was a young man. He could have been in his 30s or 40s, African American, and the way he was speaking just seemed so old school. It bothered me a little bit. Like he was on his cell phone, and he's wearing what I call hip hop wear, and he was neat. But every word that came out of his mouth was the N word. And he was using it as if it was endearment. Like, hey, my, and every sentence he kept saying, the N word. And he was with a woman that sat across from him. And at one point, he started saying something to the lady, and the lady, at first I thought they didn't know each other. He says, I don't want you to talk to me, she said. And, but then they got off the bus together. But either way, I know, he was like a fly, what's the term? Like something from a past. Very, very retro. And I think I was upset because there were different things that it triggered. One, I don't like to hear the N word. And for him to say it like that, like it was an endearment to the person on the phone. But that the area where my mother lives, the houses there are worth a lot of money. And a lot of the blacks that live near the area, it's a predominantly black area where my mother lives. But the new generation of blacks, they can't afford to buy those homes. 400,000, 500,000, 600,000, that we won't be living in those neighborhoods. Let's say the next 20 years, it won't be people like my parents. And so when I hear the guy speaking, I'm thinking, wow, this is the best that you can do. I'm thinking to myself and thinking that, some of the people that I see on YouTube, like YouTube is important to me. And I did seek out YouTube to find other people of the black community. I hate to word it like that, but that's how I word it, but the black community. But a lot of the people in the black community, the men in particular, the younger men, like in their 20s, 30s, 40s, that the only thing that I see is this preoccupation with everything Egyptian. And I'm thinking, okay, There's nothing wrong having an interest in a subject. But when this becomes your religion, in the sense of something that you worship, but what is it doing for you? And what is it doing for the community at large? You have men like who I saw on the bus. And that's all that it seems to be doing for blacks in general. That it gets them to say bad words. But you don't know how to build a pyramid. And you know, I'm upset. I feel hurt because I feel that the black community at large is becoming extinct. You just, a dinosaur. This man that I saw, he reminded me of like a dinosaur. It's a relic that you look at, and they can't do anything more but just be who they are, talk about ancient Egypt, but you don't have your own community together. And then it's being bought out because you can't afford to live there, and maybe you wouldn't even want to live there. And it's going down the tubes. And I'm like, I'm worried. I'm worried about us as a group. And you know what else that some of you might get upset about for me to say, but I'm going to say it. It's just how I feel. It seems like the younger black men now in the United States, you know, I think many of them are better off marrying whites or, you know, that type. Because it seems like that when they pair up with Caucasians, that they seem happier, that it seems like, hey, if this makes them happy, then let them have that. Because they're not happy with themselves and they're not happy with with other people from the community. And maybe this is just a phase in our history that what was the past, you know, the 1970s, 80s, or even 90s, that old black relic, saying the N-word, wearing the hip-hop clothes, is a dinosaur that's going to die out. And maybe this is the next phase for black men to marry outside of the group. If this is going to help them achieve greatness, then so be it. I'm just concerned about the children, that next generation, and where we're going to live, what's going to be our fate. And it's my desire that the community, you know, get its act together. And it's unfortunate that the black men and black women aren't working together as a team. You know, marriage is a business. So some people realize that it is a business and they hook up with people that help them build up. Life is about building up, building oneself inside and out. And I'm just concerned that we're perishing. We're perishing socially. Like I noticed now on YouTube, with regard to black women on YouTube, that we're savvy. You have the Africans and American blacks on YouTube doing the beauty stuff. And I'm seeing now, at least it's how I feel with what I'm watching, that it seems like now there's a kind of trending now that with the black women, well, the African women, black African women, and yeah, mostly black African women that are noticing that it seems like they're promoting also hooking up with a white male. Nothing wrong with interracial dating, but it just seems like that it's an accessory. That it's like, look at me. I had this beauty channel, and then now I have a white boyfriend, now a white husband. Look at me, I'm successful. And it's like, wow, I don't know. I just look at the media now and it just seems so fake. Is there anything real out there anymore? Again, I'm not trying to come across like I'm anti-interracial date. You date who you want to date. You love who you want to love. But I don't want to, go on the media and you just see that relationships are just now an accessory. What accessory to have on your arm? Who you walk arm in arm. And it's that aspect of it that I don't like an accessory. Or what person I can get to get my numbers on YouTube to the next level, so they're getting things. And years ago, white men would not want to be associated with black women or African women because we were considered bad for them, a bad image. Now it seems like the white men on YouTube are hooking up with these black or African women, and it's the African woman that's really making the show, that's really putting it out there. And I just want these women to know that, hey, you don't have to get someone from this group as an accessory. You're enough in yourself. You don't need him to make you into somebody. That's the point I'm trying to say. If that's who you love, that's who you love. But it's like, you're doing good in yourself. I see a lot of women hooking up with men that they don't need them. I want the women out there to know that you have value, and your value isn't based on what color or what nationality your boyfriend or your husband is. Be who you are. Be you. You're enough for yourself. You don't need something to make you important. You are important. Be important to you, not because of what you have. Build up inside, and you are building inside. But you don't need that to make you into somebody. I think that was the main thing I really wanted to say. Be content in you. You don't need something from outside to make you important. So I'm just concerned about how, when you have children, what are you teaching your children? That you need this or that to make you into somebody. I'm worried about this next generation. I don't know. I guess I'm just a little edgy. So really now I'm finished what I have to say. But I hope you guys aren't too affected by what I have to say. But I just want us to be aware how we may be coming across and what messages we're teaching the young ones. Love yourself. Love your neighbor. Okay. So take care and enjoy the rest of your day. And yes, feel free to comment below, to share this video with friends, family members, subscribe to Spirit Journey, and to give me the thumbs up. Take care. Bye-bye.